Well, guys, there's the neighborhood Walmart that I got trespassed from this morning. That's the corner of the building there. And I just got off the phone with one of the managers. He assured me that I'm only trespassed from the neighborhood Walmart here on Donovan, on the far west side of El Paso, Texas. And that I can go to any other Walmart store and shop, without any issues. So I just want to make this quick video and show that, I've been a loyal Walmart customer for years, but anyway, just the other day, I went to this particular Walmart, got my lunch. This is the receipt here. 3 corn dogs. I bought some beer. The Provo is provolone cheese. Then there was the prepackaged hard-boiled eggs and some bananas. And so the address here says 101 East Red Road, but it's at the corner of Donovan and Red Road. The manager's name is Joseph. The number is 915-206-6139. I'm not giving that number just because, I'm not saying that anybody needs to call there or anything, but I'm just reading off the receipt. And, I just figured I'd show this receipt just to show that it was just the other day. I was in there, shopped for my lunch, just like when I went in this morning. I was getting my grapefruit juice, but as I was walking in, I saw that sheriff's deputy. I saw that he was a sergeant from the chevrons on his sleeve. And I just wanted to bring up the issue with Deputy Galden being a liar and lying on reports, since I figured since I'm here on the west side, that sergeant more than likely either knew Deputy Galden or maybe even had Deputy Galden under his direct supervision, or maybe indirectly had him working under him. And I was right. As soon as I mentioned Deputy Galden's name, if you'll see the video I just posted earlier this afternoon, that sergeant that had me trespassed from this Walmart, he immediately recognized Deputy Galden's name. And one of the first things he said was, well, what's going on with Deputy Galden? Like, why are you mentioning him? Or is there something you need to discuss about him? If so, tell me your complaint. When did this happen? He was trying to ask questions about it. And basically, I was just so frustrated because he was giving me the same questions and the same runaround that Internal Affairs did. It's just a complicated situation, but basically the long story short about it is that the El Paso County Sheriff's Office Internal Affairs, they prematurely, and this is the most, one of the biggest issues I have with the investigation that went into Deputy Galden and several other sheriff's deputies that detained me back in March of 2020. Now, yes, this is something that happened 2 years ago, but the issue is still fresh in my mind and still very, I'm trying to think of the right word here, but the issue still affects me today, because due to the maliciousness of those sheriff's deputies, giving me a frivolous citation for a crime I never committed, failure to ID, and then also Deputy Galden submitting a false report that I was combative and refusing to obey commands during my investigative detention when he detained me, which is all lies. I completely obeyed everything I was told. And he completely just lied in the reports blatantly. And the sheriff's office, all they did to him at the most was a slap on the wrist and say that he needs to, double check his report writing against the video recording. They made it sound like some sort of minor clerical error, when it was literally bold-faced lies he was putting in the report. He violated Texas Penal Code 37.10, which is a crime. He blatantly lied on a report. And all these El Paso, Texas law enforcement agencies seem to have a problem with that. The sheriff's office just apparently is just shameless. And some of these guys at the sheriff's office don't even try to hide it. I have another story, which I'll be sharing with you guys, which it wasn't even an issue that dealt with me. This was somebody else, a totally other random person, because I was doing my cop watching as usual. This is back in March of this year, March of 2022. And I'll be sharing this video with you guys in the future. I already made some previous episodes, which I'll put up on my community post. But anyway, long story short, I have another concrete proof in writing of another totally separate El Paso County, Texas Sheriff's Office deputy lying on a report. Like, just bold-faced lie. Checking off a box of something that he says he didn't do, that he did do, which was a search of a vehicle. And that's just the first thing. There was other shady stuff about this particular traffic stop. I'll go into it more later. But that's the quick answer I can give you, is that there's, on top of everything going on with me, there's another thing I caught on video back in March of 2022, which the El Paso County Sheriff's Office and the El Paso County Attorney's Office lawyers are desperately trying to have concealed from me through the Attorney General, through the open records request process, because I've requested some dash cam videos and prisoner compartment videos from the back seat of the cruiser where this particular man was held in handcuffs. They're trying to withhold all that from me because they know I'm going to be making a video about this other sheriff's deputy who in March of 2022 in Horizon City, he lied on reports. And that's a whole totally separate situation with a whole totally separate criminal suspect that's not even me. I just happen to record it and make some open record requests. And so that's a whole nother issue of sheriff's office deputies lying in this county. But then getting back to me and me being trespassed from the Walmart this morning. Like I said, I'm making this quick video because I just wanted to say that I got off the phone with, first I called the assistant manager. It was a female, and she was real nice to me. And then I also got transferred to the head manager of the day. His name was, it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to throw him under the bus. Anyway, I spoke to another man who was the head manager of the day. I'm not going to name names because I don't have really an issue with Walmart. I'm not trying to attack Walmart. So, but yeah, I got transferred to a man who's the Walmart manager of the day. The head manager, who is like the big kahuna of this particular store, is Joseph, who is apparently on vacation and won't be in until Monday. And the manager I spoke to today, I guess I can't mention his name. It's just his first name. His name is Jesus. And I spoke to him. I had like approximately 20-minute phone call. I gave him my side of the story about what happened this morning. I told him about how there's basically like an ongoing issue between me and the sheriff's office, and that's what the whole arguing and shouting in front of the store was about. And I told him it was early in the morning. There was nobody else around. I wasn't harassing any customers or anything like that. It's an issue between me and the government, me and the sheriff's office. I just, gave him all the details I could on an approximately 20-minute phone call. And he said that I could speak with the manager, Joseph, on Monday morning or sometime next week, whenever is good for my schedule. And I told him that I'd be filing a Walmart ethics complaint, just like I did earlier this year in January of 2022 when I had the issue with the Horizon City Police Department in Horizon City here in El Paso County. Back then, earlier this year, I also had another incident where an El Paso, Texas law enforcement officer, a detective from the Horizon City Police Department who was doing security at the Horizon City, Texas Walmart, he had hastily had me trespassed from the Horizon City, Texas Walmart because he claimed that I might be stealing fruits and vegetables from the fruits and vegetable stand, which is at the front entrance of the Horizon City, Texas Walmart. All I was doing was I'd already purchased the items. I'd literally just purchased them like less than 3 minutes or 2 minutes before I even came up to that fruit and vegetable stand. And I had walked right in front of this particular police officer. Maybe he didn't notice me as I walked past him or whatever. But anyway, I walked up to the scales, and I was just reweighing the fruits and vegetables to make sure I was charged properly, because I've had incidents in the past at Walmart and other stores where my fruits and vegetables did not get charged correctly. And that's all I was doing. And I was also considering going to the back of the store before they closed, because it was 20 minutes before close, and I wanted to maybe get some cottage cheese or some orange juice or whatever. Anyway, long story short is I had another issue earlier this year with another El Paso County, Texas law enforcement officer. He was a detective from the Horizon State Police Department. He also abused his authority and had me criminally trespassed temporarily from the Horizon City Walmart. So that's that story. But now I'm dealing with this story, and it was verified to me by Jesus, who's the manager of this store here at the corner of Donovan and Red Road here on the west side, the far west side of El Paso. It's been verified. He made extra sure that he went into the back office and checked the criminal trespass paperwork that was taken on me, since they did make a photocopy of my ID, by the way, which they illegally took. You know, they're not supposed to take my ID unless they had probable cause for an arrest. And I hadn't stolen anything, and I hadn't, remained on the property after being warned. So I hadn't committed a crime. They had no reason there was no legal reason that I had to give my ID. The only reason I ended up folding on that and giving the ID is because I had places to go and things to do. And I definitely don't like getting arrested if I don't have to. So I gave the ID, even though I knew that I just had basically had my Fourth Amendment rights violated. And the Texas Penal Code 3802 protects me from not having to reveal my ID unless I've triggered probable cause of an actual crime, which I had not. But anyway, I gave it this morning because I knew that sheriff's deputy was just literally a hair trigger pull away from having him and his goons tackle me and arrest me and ruin my life and have my truck towed. And so anyway, that's how that worked out. That's why I had to give the ID. It was under duress. And so they took my ID, they photocopied it, put it in the back of this Walmart's, I guess, security office or something. And that's one of the reasons I called and spoke to Jesus, the manager of this store, is to make sure that I could go shopping at all the other Walmarts here in El Paso or Las Cruces. And that's all I'll be doing later today. I still wanted to get some grapefruit juice and maybe some other items. And when I do, I'll show you guys that receipt. That way everybody who watches this channel, whether they love me or hate me or anybody in between, can see that I'm still shopping at Walmart. It's just this one that I can't go to, at least for right now. But that's my plan right now, is I'm going to be filing first and foremost, I'm going to file a complaint with the Walmart ethics hotline. I do believe that race and national origin and perceived economic status were all factors as to why I was treated so arbitrarily by the sheriff's office and by the Walmart manager. And I feel that was similar to the same incident that happened to me up in Horizon City. I know that this particular incident was much more heated, and it involved profanity on my part and stuff. And it was much different in that way. And it was a much more lengthy incident than what happened in January of 2022. But at the end of the day, I believe the same controversy keeps coming up, is that these law enforcement officers that are standing security, they're getting paid like some sort of overtime to stand security at these Walmarts. And they're still in full uniform, but then they try to abuse their authority and work within the Walmart corporate system to have people like me, who they don't like, arbitrarily trespass from the store, even though I haven't stolen anything and I haven't done anything to any of the customers, you know. It's just, it really muddies the waters, and it gets really complicated and confusing what type of authority these police officers who are standing security at these Walmarts here in El Paso County, Texas, or any other part of the country, it makes it confusing as to who they are and what their authority is. Because obviously they're wearing police uniforms, but at the same time, they are receiving paychecks, you know. I guess it's not overtime paychecks from the county. It's not from the taxpayers of El Paso. I'm assuming it's not, or maybe I need to do my research, because I don't think that when they're standing security watch at these Walmarts that they're receiving any tax dollars at that very moment. I think that they're receiving all of their pay for that security detail from the Walmart Corporation or one of its subsidiaries. Ultimately, it comes from Walmart. So I'll have to do more research into how they're getting paid. I know that they're probably getting paid very, very well. Because I've seen everybody from sergeants to lieutenants to the assistant chief of Horizon City Police Department, the chief himself of the Horizon City Police Department, Michael McConnell, the former chief. I mean, I've seen high-ranking police officers standing these security details, even on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, in front of these Walmarts. So I know that they must be getting paid well. Otherwise, why would you have people of high ranks? I mean, you never know somebody's financial situation, but it just made me assume that, or suspect that because people who are sergeant and above are also doing these security details, it's not just regular patrol officers, that the pay must be pretty lucrative. It must be pretty good, you know. But I'm assuming that that money is not coming from the El Paso County, Texas, or City of El Paso taxpayers, or Horizon City, or wherever the Walmart is, taxpayers. That the payment to have these uniform officers be security guards on their off time at Walmart stores, that those paychecks are coming from the Walmart Corporation itself or one of its subsidiaries, which means ultimately it comes from Walmart, of course. And then when you do that, then that's where the line legally starts getting really blurry as to, well, who is this person? Is this a police officer? Is this a security guard? The person is obviously wearing a badge that says that they're a sheriff's deputy or police officer. But then at the same time, you know, sometimes they try to portray themselves as being, you know, as a security guard working for a private company. Like back in January when I got trespassed by that Horizon City police detective who was in uniform, but then he never referred to himself. He did refer to himself as, you know, hi, I'm Detective so-and-so, badge number 180. But then he also said, oh, well, I work for so-and-so security corporation, and I'll have to check with so-and-so. The way he worded it and the way he made it sound like he was more affiliated and loyal to the private company than he was to the, you know, the public position that he held with his police officer position. It just, to me, it seemed real confusing. And it just felt like he was assuming authority of the private side when he wanted to and the public side when he wanted to, so that he had total authority, basically. Usurpation of power. One of those big words I've learned from the 10th Amendment Center on YouTube. If you guys don't watch that channel, make sure you subscribe. Really good. He's got almost 20,000 subscribers now. It's called 10th Amendment Center. Anyway, this video is almost 20 minutes now. Like I said, I just shopped at this Walmart the other day. Like I've always shopped at Walmart, never had a problem except for that one incident in January of 2022 with the Horizon City Police Department. Now I had another incident this morning where I was trespassed from this Walmart here at the corner of Red Road and Doniphan here on the far west side of El Paso. Like I said, I got my receipt here from when I ate lunch the other day. I got 3 corn dogs, 3 tall boy Tecate Lights, a pack of provolone cheese, a pack of 6 hard-boiled eggs, and some bananas. I did that, just a couple days ago, earlier this week. And yeah, it was on August 29th at 12:38 p.m. And I paid $15.28. It was real money. It wasn't food stamps or anything. Not that there's anything wrong with that. And like I said, I'm just showing that receipt to show that I've been a customer there before. Never had a problem. And I got somebody calling me right now. And this video has gotten long enough, so